Welcome back to the show. Good Monday morning to you. If you've always wondered whether or not that piece of art hanging on your wall that you bought at that yard sale is actually worth some money, well, our next guest wants to take a look at it. Consignor Canadian Fine Art is in Halifax this week. It's all part of a national treasure hunt for undiscovered art that might be forgotten or overlooked or hiding in the attic of households across the country. And joining us with more is Canadian art specialist Rob Cowley. He's been on the show before a couple of years ago, and he is back for 2017 as we kind of take a wide shot and reveal Rob behind the Maud Lewis artwork on this Monday morning. Thanks for coming in. Good morning, sir.
My pleasure. Nice to see you, Paul.
Yeah. How's it going?
Fantastic. It's been
Excellent
really good.
stuff.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years since I've been here last, and we've been very busy, and we're traveling the country once again this year.
Yeah. These are auction valuation days you're holding right across the country and back in Halifax on tour once again. What do people, what are they in for if they show up, and what do they need to know, Rob?
Well, we're at the Delta Barrington tomorrow. We're there between 10 and 4 on Tuesday. People could bring up to 3 works of art, and we'll provide information regarding the artwork as much as we can, as well as evaluation for auction purposes, if applicable. And best to make an appointment, RSVP at consignor.ca or 1-866-931-8415.
Okay. What have you found across the country? Had any kind of big items that you
Yes, already we're finding all kinds of works of art. We were in Winnipeg and Regina last week. We picked up works by members of the Group of 7, and work by
nice.
A.Y. Jackson was picked up. We found a work by actually David Blackwood as well.
Really?
And a work by Ivan Eyre. So yeah, we've been very busy and found some fantastic works already.
Okay, well, we're in Nova Scotia right now, so we can't not talk about Maud Lewis.
Absolutely.
Even last time you were in a few years ago, we talked about Maud
We
Lewis.
did.
And you had said in 2015, I think it was, every work from Maud Lewis in that 18-month period exceeded expectation. So now that we have the movie out and the Hollywood machine behind it, where are we with Maud Lewis today?
Much farther than before.
Oh, really?
It's absolutely incredible. We have, in our recent spring live auction of important Canadian art, we had the 3 cats, actually, which you see right here. We had that in our auction in May. The painting was offered between $7,000 and $9,000 and sold for $36,000, which is a new record.
Who are buying these?
All kinds of collectors, and it's interesting. Like we use these different factors for valuing art, and one is fashion, is what is in fashion currently. And the movie has really had, it's one of these rare cases where we see a pop culture event truly have an effect on the market for an artist. And so collectors across the country, we had, I believe, 10 collectors bidding on the cats in the spring auction. And again, the original record was $20,000, sold for $36,000. Since then, there's been multiple works exceed $20,000 at auction in the last few months, and we have several coming up in the fall. We have 4 in our September online auction. We have another 3 or 4 in our live auction in November, including these 2 works I brought here today.
Wow. We're showing a bit of the trailer of the movie here. Of course, we've talked about this, a lot on our show.
Of course.
Art Gallery in Nova Scotia have said that attendance and tourism at their facility is up, hundreds of percentage points since then. If someone thinks they have a Maud Lewis today that might be worth something,
contact us. They can email us at info@consignor.ca or just go to our site at consignor.ca. I mean, it really is, she's an interesting case as well because she's such an accessible story, such an amazing story, but also because her interest crosses the border. We have collectors, so many collectors were traveling up to Nova Scotia from the United States during the 1960s to visit Maud and buy her artwork that we find we discover works all the time in the United States, which is a little bit rare for Canadian art. We don't find, works by the Group of 7 as often in the United States. Usually they're in Canada.
That's right.
But with Maud, we can find them there. We can find them overseas as well. It's pretty incredible.
Tips for people who want to be treasure hunters like you and go to these flea markets and yard sales and take a look for maybe a hidden gem. What should people be looking for?
Well, artist is first. I mean, look at the artist. If it's signed, as you see with the Maud Lewis's, they are signed by the artist. You can always, with your smartphone, look up the artist and see.
Okay.
At that point, then you can also see, hopefully, if it's a reproduction. If it's a work by, let's say, Lauren Harris or Maud Lewis, you can maybe see if maybe it's a reproduction of an artwork in one of the galleries across the country. Prints versus original works can certainly be different. An original work by the Group of 7 can be anywhere from $15,000 up to millions of dollars, as we know.
Yeah.
But prints can be as low as a couple $100s.
So what's the next big thing if Maud Lewis is in fashion right now?
That's a good question. That's what we're trying to figure out. If we knew that, believe me, we'd certainly be doing even better.
Yeah.
But Maud's been an incredible case, again, because of the story. Also because her values have always been a bit more accessible than, we call the Hollywood effect sometimes with Canadian artists where there's attention from outside. We had it with Lauren Harris last year with the exhibition curated by Steve Martin.
Yeah.
But of course, Harris's market was already, quite high for most collectors, whereas Maud Lewis has been, up until now, quite accessible. But you're still finding her work offered, you know, at 5 to 7, 7 to 9,000, and we'll certainly see what the fall brings for her work.
I know one of the commandments of some of your advice is the subject matter of things too.
Yes.
So does that mean like a cat person would love this?
Cat person, but also collectors in general. We find collectors who are looking for their first Maud Lewis are usually looking for the cats. In the same auction, we had 2 other scenes that sold within estimate, but cats again sold for 5 times its estimate.
No way, huh?
Yeah,
Producer Kim is she loves her cats here. So no, I can't take
Yeah.
it. Okay, it's locked down.
Bolted down.
Easel. Okay, good to see you again, sir.
You too.
Welcome back to the Maritimes, and best of luck with this auction valuation day coming up tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
It's Rob Cowley right there. He is from Consignor Canadian Fine Art. Don't forget tomorrow, Delta Barrington, 10 a.m. until 4. This is free to go.
Yes, it is completely free.
Free to attend, and consignor.ca, and of course they're all over social media if you've got any questions for Rob.